Yeah, I'm good.
All right. First things first, we gotta start with something that's extremely important. Oh, after I readjust in my seat, of course. All right.
This could be any one of three things, and I think I know which one it is.
Okay. Earlier today, I just remembered that Gavin is a ginger.
This completely came out of left field. Never mind.
Just I completely forgot, you know?
Yes, this is true.
Just making sure everyone else remembers because, you know. It's just, you know, I'm watching someone play.
Why did that occur to you?
I'm watching someone play Conker's Bad Fur Day, and one of the lines from the money is, "Come and get me, you ginger bastard," or something like that. And I like completely forgot that ginger was a word, and then I like completely remembered that you were one of them.
Let me tell you, that was Cosmic playing that as a kid, and the game called me a ginger bastard. I was like, oh.
But yeah, that's the first thing of most importance, really. Shit, I suck. After that, you know, just to lightly touch on it because Gavin seemed very perturbed at the time, so you know, I'm not gonna press it too much. But the people deserve to know that Yokai Watch Busters isn't region locked at all. Gavin
It's
and
just fucking broken half the time, apparently.
Gavin and I got into a game together, and you know, we saw each other running around. So it basically confirms that no, there is no region lock, despite the whole thing. I don't know what it was on the box or an advertisement saying, "Play with friends in your region."
Yep.
Because it's like, one, why not say play with people worldwide? You know,
or just online. You don't have to specify worldwide. Just online.
well, the thing is, like, if they're going for, like, you can play with people, you know, in a large area, why would you stop at the region, number one? And two, like, do they not understand that region usually means, like, region locking?
Only?
Yeah, exactly. Like, if region is in a game or whatever, it's usually remarked with region locking. So it's definitely not weird to have thought that yes, it is region locked.
The only hard time is like, you know, regional based servers and stuff like Overwatch and other PC games. Which isn't like a lock, it just tells you where like this server is nearer to you or further away from you.
Overwatch is kind of region locked, which is stupid. But you can change your region, so
yeah.
It's just I don't really understand why, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, it's fucking stupid.
But yeah, so that's all cleared up now. We got it. Everyone now understands that the mystery has been solved, essentially. Even though it shouldn't have been a mystery in the first place.
The connection is unstable.
Oh, someone dropped. Did you have...
That was me, apparently.
I was gonna say, do you have the NZAP or the Splatter Pro?
I have this Hydra Splat one.
Oh, yep, you're dead. Goodbye, Gavin.
Nintendo Switch Online.
That's the hilarious thing. Like, today's the first day of it, and this is the first time you disconnected in, like, months.
I mean, from what I hear, the thing has been shitting itself in general.
But this is because you didn't close Chrome.
I mean, actually, that's a good thing to start with. The Nintendo Switch Online launch has been a fucking shithole.
Oh, I was gonna make a joke.
I mean, the joke has been made. The thing disconnected on the first match.
No, I mean how you disconnected and then I started grabbing eggs like crazy. So it's like, when Gavin's disconnected, Chris gets all the eggs.
Communication errors occurred in the menu, and I've been kicked out of the menu. Holy shit, Nintendo.
Chris, leave it to me.
Holy shit.
The Alphonse meme is one of my favorites. When Gavin leaves the battle.
Like, holy shit, it can't even sit in a menu. Not even saying you're online.
Nintendo Switch offline. This is actually kind of funny because I had an interesting topic regarding the Nintendo Switch Online.
Go for it.
In a weird way, kind of turning.
Hello, Biggs.
You know, like
Turning high.
back, like, you know, into, you know what? Maybe this is actually okay. Because of all, like, the online is still terrible.
Hey, Biggs, like for the first time in months, I've disconnected because this is your Nintendo Switch Online ad, just for context.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, the online is still terrible, but I've been seeing other features that they like didn't even really talk about. But one feature mainly, but
there was one that was arcane to me that they didn't advertise at all, and I'm like, why the fuck would you advertise that? It's game sharing.
Yeah, game sharing. That's exactly what made me want to be like, you know what? Maybe this is worth it because like, I feel like that's online and I'm paying for game sharing, which is like, you know, understandable considering I probably won't have to pay for actual games, you know? So essentially for anyone who doesn't know, you like, I could, I think, I don't know how it happens. I think like, Gavin would give me his information, like his account information, and then I would log onto it on my Switch, and then I basically have his account as a secondary account, and I could go onto his eShop and download any of the games he bought on the eShop and play them like restriction free. It doesn't even have his save data or anything. I wonder if that's different if you like use the cloud, but yeah.
I mean, you could probably download it if it was like uploaded to the cloud.
Yeah, so the caveat obviously is, you know, you have to buy digital. So if Gavin and I were to do that, it would be a very one-way relationship.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it could be a reason to buy digital. Like,
I mean, at most.
oh wow, no, Gavin, get in.
What? Like your room is not appearing to me. Like you're not appearing online.
Oh, at all?
At all.
Well, I time to get to work.
I'm resetting the fucking game.
Okay, that's fine since I gotta play this anyway. Oh god, that's really funny though. Yeah, because it's like, you know, like a $10 like fee for digital basically. And then like, but you can like share it with friends and stuff, you know? You could save them money.
That is like pretty good. Like you could like get my thing and like, hey Chris, I have Ikaruga. You should play Ikaruga.
Yeah, basically. And then like you could go back and forth really. Like,
yeah.
Okay, you borrow this game and then I'll let you borrow this game and then, you know, stuff like that. And the thing is, there is like I don't know if it's an exploit or what, but like all that, like the only requirement is that the person using the secondary account has to be online to connect to the account. The person who has that main account can still play the game if they're offline.
Yeah, once you download it, you can just play it because it's on the Switch.
Yeah. So like, you know, if I wanted to play Octopath Traveler, but Gavin was still playing it, then all he would have to do is like go offline on his Switch and we can both be playing it at the same time, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So, I like, honestly, like the fact that Nintendo's doing that is like so insane to me. Like, and it is really cheap still, the Switch Online, obviously.
You know what's insane to me?
What?
Didn't talk about this feature at all?
Yeah, was that supposed to be the special feature in the Direct? Or is there still something else? Like,
no, like the special feature they were talking about was clearly just specific sales and discounts for Nintendo Switch Online members.
Was that it?
Yes, that was it.
Because
they just left this one completely silent.
Like, but that's like, it's the biggest deal? Like, were they hoping that no one knew?
I still can't see you. Okay, now I can see you. It's the fan who said it to stop being a piece of shit.
Were they hoping that like no one would figure it out for some reason? Like, oh no, we're gonna lose money by putting this in, but it's already in.
The thing is, like, Microsoft has this feature, and Microsoft discovered that, hey, this actually drives sales because people buy games a lot more when they can go like, hey, I can just play this on any of my friends' Xboxes or my own Xbox, or we can all just play games together. People will like split the price for games and buy games they might otherwise have not bought themselves at full price.
Yeah, basically.
it's good. Like, it drives business, and Microsoft was like, "Fuck yes!" And they talked the big game, and that made Sony copy it. We'll get to that as well.
I mean, but that's kind of true. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. Like, if we both wanted a game, we could go, all right, let's
just split the price, and one of us buys it digitally. There you go.
Like, I'll give you $30, and then you put it on yours or whatever. Oh,
yeah, either or.
Gamers. Woo. But yeah, it's like such a cool feature that's why I'm kind of thinking of turning on it. And the Switch still has a bunch of cool online games.
My experience right now tells me that this isn't no way worth it, even with that.
You think so? Well, I see what you mean.
I'm currently staring at this fucking screen after it just shit itself completely for playing the one game I played on this damn thing for months on end with no issues.
Yeah, did they make it worse somehow? Like, it's like, yeah, the online is still terrible.
Okay, I mean, like, thinking about it, to be fair, there was like a storm today, and it might still be like sweeping parts of the UK, I think. So maybe that might be interfering. I don't know, but it's not a good start still.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but
because when I say storm, I mean it basically was just like 30 minutes of like heavy rain, and then it fucked off back to sunny again.
I hate that shit.
On and off.
Yeah. What was it? What else was there? There was another interesting thing about it. All right, the voice chat is still terrible. But something else Nintendo did that I never expected them to ever do in their entire history is allow you to talk to strangers in your games.
That's nuts.
That's a thing now. Like, of course, you still have to use the shitty phone app and have your phone microphone. But, like, what games supported? There were, like, 3 games. One of them was Mario Kart. Another one was, like, it's like a 1v1 game. Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis supports it. And I think, was it ARMS, maybe, that also supported it? I don't know, but... It's insane. Like that kind of adds an extra layer of fun, I think, kind of, especially in like a game like Mario Kart.
See, well, this isn't actually related to the voice chat point. But because you mentioned Mario Tennis, that just reminded me something about the cloud saves. You remember how Nintendo says like, "Oh, we're doing this to prevent cheating"?
Yeah.
Mario Tennis supports cloud saves though. Like, it does. It's an online multiplayer game with rankings and championships and levels and all that, and apparently they're not concerned about cheating in that one. Oh, also, like, they banned the use of cloud saves for Dark Souls, even though Dark Souls has all of its entries of how cloud saves on PS4 and Xbox One. And PC.
I almost made it there. Yeah, the cloud save is also a bad thing. Like,
open voice chat is a double-edged sword. That's very true.
Oh yeah, for sure it is. But like,
very true.
It's something that I'm glad that Nintendo is doing at all.
It's a step forward.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, there are the NES games, which people have been having fun with. Okay, lobby's open.
It's not on my screen.
Well, to give it a sec, I guess. Not, I could just remake it.
There we go.
Hey, Fresh. We're talking Nintendo Switch Online and how I might actually think of getting it because the whole game sharing thing turns it on its head that we were never told about before. Even though the online and the cloud saves and shit are like bad, but yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, people are having fun with the NES games, and also like I saw like someone's a pointer finger, and I'm like, did they pull a Super Mario Galaxy and make it so that like instead of actual multiplayer, like the second player is always a finger? But no, both players get fingers that they can point and clap and block with. And they can also
very dumb, but okay.
You can like they disappear and you can move them off screen too, so it's optional.
Okay, good.
But you could still play the game normally too.
That's fine. I've heard iffy things. I've heard I don't know if it's all games, but at least some have input lag.
I think that's because
the games themselves don't necessarily lag, but their inputs do.
Is that when they're playing online?
Yes, only when online. Not
Yeah,
when,
okay.
Playing alone is fine, but when you're
It's
playing
like, well,
online,
it's like one, well, they're NES games, but two, like sometimes I heard it only happens when your friend lives far away.
so that means we're probably fine. But you know, River City Ransom doesn't need exactly fine inputs.
Just played some with Game Boo. Ah, what'd you guys play? Just everything? Sampling of everything? Because I'm like looking at these games and I'm like, oh, a lot of them don't seem like fun. Like you have Mario 3.
River City Ransom is baller.
But like,
side-scrolling beat 'em up.
if they do add NES or SNES games, then we're talking. 100%.
Maybe one day you'll finally play Super Metroid.
That's not multiplayer though.
It doesn't have to be, but you can play Super Metroid. A full second delay and it was awful. Oof. It was bad.
Isn't there like a low latency mode?
Is there?
Do you have the thing incidentally?
No, I don't.
Okay, because if you did, I was gonna be very angry.
I have Inkjet. I don't know why I hit there, but it wasn't the box I was aiming for.
It's a really, like, still, like, the fact that they're letting you
Oh, they turned on the low latency and it got so much better. Alright then.
Okay, yeah.
Fair enough.
And the thing, I think low latency, it lowers the quality of the game and the sound.
I mean, it
Which,
is NES stuff,
you know,
but
it's NES, so, nothing.
if anything, that's just more authentic. to the
Basically,
original
yeah.
experience.
Speaking of authentic, there's this thing going around. People are saying that the CRT setting is like burning the CRT effect on the screen, but
this is the thing. LCD screens can't get burning.
Exactly. So it's just a visual graphic glitch.
It's a phenomenon called ghosting, where basically it's a rendering problem where the screen is still rendering the image long after it should be. But the fact it's not a problem; it vanishes after a while. But the thing is,
how did it stay there?
Yeah, it shouldn't do that. You should catch that in testing, like
for sure. Yeah.
Like, how did you even do that?
Maybe Nintendo just has a bunch of like special different switches that they don't test with either.
They have elite Switch dev kits that aren't the actual thing.
Exactly. You can't blame them. Sound got weird sometimes and skip frames.
Yeah, that's I'm not looking like high fidelity for NES games, you know.
Yeah, but I mean at the same time, if this were like anything else, it would, like, if Sony were doing something like this, it would probably be fine, you know. If Sony had NES games.
No, instead they have PS1 games. But you know, Chris, who wants to play those?
Let's see. Is it Karo King?
No.
Then I'm kind of not interested. Is it Metal Gear Solid?
Most likely that's gonna be in there.
Not interested.
He is using his free trial. Yes.
Yeah, we're using the free trial. So I have a week to fully decide on this, and I turned off auto renewal too. So
He's a fucking sucker.
we're all good on that. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll get Gavin to buy digital, which is all I want.
It won't.
I don't even care about like using his games. All I care about.
The only things I buy digital are either, like digital only games or like indie stuff, and that's basically it.
Yeah, the only thing I care
unless it's in a mad sale, then I'll buy that.
The only thing I care about is getting Gavin to buy digital. That's it. Not actually like playing any of his games.
You don't play games.
Nice.
I can't help but feel like they might have compromised the online of the NES things because of that goddamn pointer.
Maybe. The pointer is like really not necessary. Yeah, literally anything happens, loud clapping. Also, someone else disconnected. Did you notice that?
I did, yeah.
And even that, like, yeah, that's the second time already. Just seems a bit odd. You have two moths chasing you.
Everything chasing me. All the missiles landed on me the moment I came down.
They were camping you. Oh, I'm dead. Well, it was a valiant effort. Well, before we move on, I do want to mention that ARMS is getting an update.
They did get an update, yes.
Isn't that kind of weird? ARMS
really?
happens to get an update right when Nintendo Switch Online drops.
It's probably compatibility to make it like lock it off its online.
And it's an online multiplayer game. I actually didn't look into it at all. I didn't hear anyone making a fuss.
It's like it was an extremely quick update, so it's not anything big from what I can see.
Dr. Sprigman's son. He's even more annoying. Also,
I have like fucking 8 things on my list of top.
I just want to say one more thing.
Go for it.
Bomberman R got an update with actual added content.
Well, yeah, they've been doing that.
Right when Switch Online comes out, and everyone seems
you realize that's on more consoles than the Switch, right?
I don't know, man, but everyone seems psyched about these characters. I don't know who the fuck they are, but
well, I mean, like Alucard's in there, so that's a given.
Who?
He's the really sexy one from Castlevania.
That's not Victor.
That would actually be an amazing segue right now for one of these. So fuck it, we'll use it. The South Korea's age rating board has like outed the existence of a Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night plus Rondo of Blood for PS4, so it seems to be a collection of the two of them.
What do those words mean?
They are the games Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Castlevania Rondo of Blood.
Okay, probably could have made it sound a bit more English there.
I said all English. I don't know what you want from me.
No, I mean them with their game title. I mean, people were saying like the fact that Castlevania isn't on this NES thing means that they're probably going to release a collection.
The thing is, this is not any of the NES games. This is the TurboGrafx 16 and the PlayStation 1 game.
Well, this, it might be a sign.
It's also on the PS4, not the Switch.
A further sign, you know?
I'm trying so hard to revive this person, but every time I shoot, something else appears. Rondo of Blood is fucking good. I will just take any excuse to play Symphony of the Night again. I love it.
I'm dead.
And you have a reason to play Rondo of Blood now, Chris, because that's Richter's game.
Reed's Adventure isn't on it. Maybe because Sakurai, oh! That's not fair. No one, the person near me was on their timer. Got Ice Climbers. Now, I mean, Ice Climbers good because people can know how bad it is and why they shouldn't be included in Smash. Yeah, I said it. At least Rob and Wii Fit Trainer makes sense.
I'm pretty sure like the Castlevania ports are like the Xbox Live Arcade version of Symphony of the Night, and probably the updated PSP version of Rondo. So that would be pretty nice. And even if not, like the originals of both are perfectly fine.
Wii Fit Trainers to remind gamers to exercise. Can't take her.
And that is literally the only reason she exists.
Fresh fucking loves Japanese voices just like you. So
yeah, me Fresh. we have the good actual taste here.
Just always funny.
It's gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna be extremely upset when you play Persona 5 with its English voices, even though like it's literally a worse game because of it.
You can't stop me. Unless you pay me $499 US.
For me, it's not even just like the original language. That's part of it. I like to play stuff or watch stuff in like the original language it was made in and all that. It's the general interest I have. But fucking like, it's just a lot better because a lot of the time the English one is fucking terrible. And the case of Persona 5, it is terrible to the point of ruining the experience, so you should fucking play it with the Japanese voices, you stupid idiot.
But I'm not Japanese.
Well, no, you're not. That's why you should play it with the Japanese voices.
Can I play it with Spanish voices?
No, because Atlas don't believe in countries outside of America and Japan still.
Okay, good.
I once played Sonic Generations in Spanish for the fuck of it, and that was one of the more arcane experiences of my life.
I watched a Breath of the Wild speedrunner, and like the language really has no bearing on how fast the game is. So he just plays in a bunch of different languages.
I played like the original cutscenes with the Russian voice acting, and that was an experience.
Yeah, something else I didn't mention. Lots of stuff regarding Nintendo's online. But I feel like I've been reminded that fighting games work better PvP. So getting servers for Smash actually wouldn't do anything, which means that Smash is doomed regardless.
Think that's true.
Is it not true? I mean, the source I got it from could be wrong, I think. So
because like P2P is generally regarded as fucking trash tier internet in general, and servers, even for fighting games, are usually extremely welcome.
I wouldn't know.
I remember, like, you know, people are saying, like, Melody Blood doesn't have servers, this is fucking trash, and they only had peer-to-peer because, you know, the developers didn't have the money for servers. You know, like, any game with, like, you know, most fighting games do have servers, and there's a reason for that. If they could swear to people that, hey, you know, peer-to-peer is better, they would just not pay for servers and claim that.
Does anyone in chat know? Can anyone look it up? Because yeah,
and also doesn't really make sense because like that would be extremely dependent on both connections being really good to actually work properly.
Street Fighter V has maintenance.
I mean, it's like all the fucking time. I mean, that's just Capcom being terrible at online stuff. Do you hear like the Capcom beat 'em up bundle has online lag?
Yeah, why not?
I don't even mean just like input lag, the games themselves like lag like fuck, like, you know, frame drops and everything if you're online playing with people.
We need to get eggs in.
I'm trying very hard, but there's like 10 million missiles and they all keep landing in the exact spot that keep me from moving forward and killing things or grabbing eggs. Look up, he wanted to look up someone to look up if, you know, fighting games are better like peer-to-peer online, which they wouldn't be. Played with Battle Circle with Random Planet went fine. Yeah, maybe they fixed it or something, I don't know. But I have seen like footage of it like going to shit. If it goes to 3 players, it goes to shit. Okay.
Thing is, it's just like I feel like the Nintendo Switch connects to the internet like just as bad as the Wii does, and Brawl has Infamous Online, and the Wii U had also Infamous Online. So I feel like Ultimate is also gonna have that terrible burden as well.
Probably.
But you know, it's Smash Bros, so we can put it aside.
Alright. We got news about loot boxes, we got news about Capcom, and we got news about Sony. Take your pick.
I mean, let's do loot boxes last, because I can tie into that.
Fair enough. So, Capcom or Sony?
I don't fucking care. They're both the same company to me.
Very weird thing to say. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but... We'll do Sony's next, they only have the one. So the PlayStation Classic is a thing.
Oh, right, that, yeah. You could have just said the PlayStation Classic. When I saw it, I legit thought that it was a meme picture that someone made, like, and that, you know, and then it was real?
Remind everyone that last year, Jim Ryan, Sony's like global head of sales and marketing, when people were asking him, "Hey, Microsoft are like really killing it with backwards compatibility. Why don't you do it too?" He's like, "Well, actually, no one uses backwards compatibility." He had no evidence or figures to back that up. So of course he didn't. He was just saying it automatically because it's that. Why actually have features on your console or anything? And two, he said, I was at a Gran Turismo show and they had all the games from the whole series lined up, and I looked at the PS1 and 2 games, and the exact quote he said was like, the PS1 and 2 games look ancient. Why would anyone play this? Because, you know, anyone who wants to play it is a fucking lunatic, and they're obviously not worth shit at all to anyone. Because, you know, they're old, obviously. And, you know, just...
PS1
you know, just,
games.
Like, I think it was like a month or two after that was June 2017, where like the NES Mini was like literally the world's best-selling console that month.
Don't call that thing a console, please.
Well, it was treated as one. It's outsold the PS4, the Switch, the Xbox One, the whole fucking lot.
What was that thing where you're like, this was it you? Oh
What?
God, I forget what it is. Like the saying this is something, and then I looked on the. Oh right, that was the Pokemon game is in main series.
Okay, whatever.
It's just like, you know, it's like saying that the NES Mini is a console is like saying that Pokemon game is main series to me, which is asinine and incorrect.
But yeah, so now Sony are just copying Nintendo blindly, because that's all Sony ever do, is just copy opponents blindly, because they never come up with original ideas of their own. And when they do, they immediately try like trash them or just forget about them.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation 1 that you can hold in your hand, and it has like one controller, I think, or something.
2 controllers.
I don't know what it has on it at all.
It has 20 games, we only know like 3 of them. I think like Tekken 3, Final Fantasy 7, and Wild Arms. Which, you know, all good games in themselves, but like, and you know, having them on HDMI support is great. But really, everyone's just looking forward to hacking this fucking thing open so they can put every game on it.
Just like the
NES. Yep.
I mean, if it like has a background thing or a border as good as the SNES Mini, I wouldn't be surprised.
If I remember right, not if I remember right, but like basically like not people are going like, hey, where's the PS2 one?
Yeah, that's the one everyone actually wants.
Just a PS2 with like HDMI support that anyone could just hack and put like every single, you know, game in its library on like a hard drive and just stick it to it. But be there fucking day one, man. Like that would be nuts.
My thing is, but like even with the Nintendo Online NES thing, if you have like your Switch homebrewed, you can just put any game you want in there. I'm pretty sure it doesn't support online, but yeah, it won't have LSD. So what's the point? That and Karo King are the only good PS1 games.
It says man who's never played PS1.
I played Karo King. So
It says man who's never played PS1 games.
You shut your mouth. If anything, my dedication to the console is greater than yours.
No, because I actually owned one and bought lots of games for it.
Yeah, but I bought a Japanese one. So
I just chipped mine so I could just play region games on it. That's the great thing about PS1 and PS2. You could just hack them, just put a hardware chip in it, and that would just disable the fucking region lock, and then off you go.
Oh, maybe I should do that with my Japanese one then. Wait, so if I do that,
I want to exist. Please let me exist.
I'm letting you talk.
No, not that. Like every time I try to like fight this goddamn war, it's like, well, immediately shoved in the water, can't do anything about it.
My question is, if I do that, will Circle still be confirmed?
I mean, depends on the game. That's coded into the game.
God damn it. That's why the Japanese PlayStation games are better.
You have Sony of America to thank for that one. Like literally every time. Like I could get to stand for 3 seconds and then they destroy me or put me in the water.
I thought you were gonna say I complain about this every time. I was gonna say, yep. Also, I pressed the button.
Yeah, that's the Sony news. So like, where is it? So like, yesterday at the start of basically yesterday morning, Capcom announced that they'd gone to Capcom Vancouver, their studio they set up in Canada, and who make the Dead Rising games, and said we're just going to cancel all the projects here. Like fuck it, like we're just going to kill all of them off. They with the reasoning that they were reviewing allocation of development resources. And if you look at that studio's output, the answer is obvious. Like it put out Dead Rising 3 and that was trash, and then it put out Dead Rising 4 and that was even worse. And also like Dead Rising 4 was like such a bad game that it actually caused like hideous negative PR for Capcom when the developers and producers kept opening their fucking mouths and saying this game that takes away all the unique features and basic standard stuff from Dead Rising 1 is actually better than Dead Rising 1 in every way, and it wasn't. It completely wasn't. So, it then came as no surprise when later that day Capcom just killed the studio off.
Oh,
so yeah, like Capcom Vancouver is dead.
I can't believe Gavin is celebrating the loss of jobs.
I am.
Canadian jobs, no less.
If you're bad at your job, I'm sorry, mate. You probably don't. You think you should probably either get better or get a different job.
Aren't you the guy that was stuck on a code for 5 days?
I mean, that's just part of the job.
I didn't want that to go in the Maw's mouth. Fuck off.
Just ask me about being bad at his job. He fucks up the one enemy he fights.
It's not my job. I'm bad at my job because I'm lazy. Dog literally, like, fucking dove into a piece of shit today. So I had to...
They do eat shit. So.
I had to... No, like, literally, like, tried to roll in it, but, like, just fucking fell into it face first. So that was my day. It's like a show dog, too, so I'm like, oh god, the owner's gonna kill me.
This is a dog bred to be classy and shown off.
Yeah, even though it's not my fucking fault. It's never done that before. But yeah. So is that just it?
No, like there was another point I wanted to point out was that they said it was like they were incurring a 4.5 billion yen loss from just writing off the projects they were canceling, and they then went on to say that the PC sales of Monster Hunter World alone were so robust and powerful that the 4.5 billion yen loss will not change their predicted financials at the end of the year. So, like, literally, Monster Hunter World is so good, Capcom are just going, fuck it, we're not making shit games anymore. So that was fun.
No, apparently Monster Hunter World is bad, so...
It's like, it's also like this nice turning point thing in a way, because like, Capcom Vancouver were originally some Canadian studio, I forget the original name, that the company bought after giving Dead Rising 2 to develop. And they did that at the behest of Keiji Inafune, who insisted that all Japanese games and all Japanese game developers are shit and bad and can't do anything right. And his beliefs of that, led to things like the Devil May Cry reboot, like Monster Hunter not being brought to the West, Lost Planet 3 existing. Just basically all of Capcom's woes in the past several years have been directly tied to Keiji Inafune and his beliefs about the games market and how completely and terribly wrong he is about all of it. So like, this is like the last vestige of his touch just finally like leaving Capcom. It's just gone. Like the last remnants of his shithouse behavior. So that's nice to see.
Wow, I can't believe it. Capcom's gonna be a good company again.
I mean, hey, like Resident Evil 2 remake finally exists. Devil May Cry 5 finally exists.
I refuse to believe that was my bad aim. That was that person, like, I think literally dodging all of the shots. Either that or air spread.
Mind you, that's not like Capcom are still good. They've cheated. You know who Yoshinori Ono is?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I thought Ocean Ono, is that a Japanese game? Japanese PS1 game?
Yoshinori Ono. Don't be racist.
I was thinking, is he talking about that game with the girl with the fishing rod? What's that game called?
Umihara Kawase.
Is that it? I don't know.
Yes, that is it. But also don't be racist. Anyway, yeah, so like he was like basically like the head producer, the head of like Capcom's like general game development stuff. And he was the one who like headed up their fighting game Resurrection. I love this complete twat next to me who keeps standing in front of me and eating all of my shots because he has to be the one to shoot the horde alone, I guess.
What's the matter, Gavin? Focused?
I was, yes, because the horde descended. But yeah, like basically Capcom has booted him from his position as head of games development and replaced him with the producer of Monster Hunter World. Which, it might be obvious because like Ono's main thing is the fighting games like Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5 was a fucking bomb in terms of sales and reception. Less said with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the better. And Monster Hunter World is like literally Capcom's best-selling game of all time in like a handful of months. But it's kind of a problem twofold because like the producer for Monster Hunter World has been the Monster Hunter producer for years. He's like part of the team. He's like the guy who makes sure it all goes right and everything. And now they're just taking him off that job. So that's not good. That's like right as Monster Hunter explodes, it loses one of its key staff members. So that might be a bad thing. Also, there's a shadier element to it. The producer of Monster Hunter World is Ryozo Sugimoto. His dad is the founder of Capcom and current chairman of the company. So like
chairman?
Yeah, like he's the boss of everyone.
No, I know what it is. It's just I never heard anyone actually pronounce it like that.
Chairman? What?
Normally it's like chairman for some reason.
Huh. And also his brother is like the CEO and future president of Capcom. So it's basically it's rampant nepotism. So that's not fun.
Hooray! Miyamoto doesn't have a kid, right?
He does. But they don't work at Nintendo as far as I know. He has a daughter who was married to someone from Rare for at least a while. I don't know if they're still together or not.
What a power couple.
Family company, yeah. Ryozo himself, the producer, owns like 4% of Capcom's stock. Just him personally alone, so he also basically has a massive say in what goes on. So it's just all around like a shady situation. But I mean, hey, at least we can't fault his work otherwise.
Is it me or do the ice cubes in my Pro Controller feel a bit different now?
The ice cubes in your Pro Controller?
Yeah. Like the Pro Controller had an update.
Say I've noticed.
I feel like it's rumbling more.
At least I haven't updated my Pro Controller, only the Joy-Cons.
You aren't using the Joy-Cons now, are you?
No.
Okay, good. I was gonna say. If you were, I would have to hurt you.
You would hear it.
They put new ice cubes in.
No, like the right shoulder button on my right Joy-Con is a squeaky piece of shit because I murdered the shit out of it with arms.
You didn't even play that much of it.
I did play that much of it. I didn't play that much of it on the stream or anything. I played that much of it though. Also, using the brush in this didn't help.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
But yeah, that's I said it like the loot box news. That's my lot.
Well, Novell, don't worry because you can't use them for anything else besides the NES games. So
Yeah. I'm looking forward to when they put the N64 ones in.
I forgot
I don't
how.
have the thing, by the way.
I do. I forgot how bad the N64 controller actually was for a game that isn't Paper Mario, and is actually like, you know, what the console is all about.
The thing was like literally designed for Super Mario 64.
Yeah, that's like really
and
not
everything
good.
else was just crowbarred around it.
Because you need like camera controls, and your camera controls are only 4 buttons.
I mean, you didn't really need camera controls in Super Mario 64.
It's a 3D game. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it was a 3D game designed around the fact that they could barely control the camera, so you didn't really need to. Like, I never adjusted the camera much. I just fucking like hit the button that makes it hover like nearest to Mario, and then off I fucking go. Probably explains why I'm like more comfortable with console shooters than you are. I'm just
console
used to the
shooters
cameras.
just suck.
No, they don't. Metroid Prime is like the smoothest shooter I've ever played, console or PC.
Yeah, on Dolphin.
No, on GameCube. Because I actually bought and played games.
I did the first half of that.
I mean, touche.
Sure.
It looks like I'm only playing NES games now.
Have fun getting the Ice Climber world record.
I mean, someone has to.
Who has this first place for the Ice Climber speed run? What's the time on that? Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
Just
the one game he didn't cheat in.
Okay, yeah, he is the villain looking.
He is, yes. He is that insanely villainous looking asshole.
Like, he looks like a villain. That's the
like
weird part to me.
Like, you just inherently would. Even like his name even sounds like one.
No one said Billy Hatcher because his game fucking sucks.
Billy Hatcher was a good game.
It was terrible.
It was a good game.
The controls are so bad.
The controls
and
were
it's
pretty
so
easy to learn.
annoying.
It wasn't.
Also, it's a Super Mario 64 ripoff.
That one I actually don't see.
That's my favorite thing. Mike streamed that game, and like he jokingly said that it's a Super Mario 64 ripoff because it kind of has like a similar mission structure, and it had a Koopa the Quick Race. And then people in chat got genuinely mad at him for saying that.
Arcade.
Volcanic Orchestra, actually worst song in video game history.
I don't think that's true. I've heard some shit. There's like a fuck ton of eggs over here. I'm dead. $14 minutes, 20 seconds. Huh. That's interesting.
That's
we gotta do it in 14 minutes.
That's longer than I thought, honestly. How many people are playing it? Is it like a leaderboard with 3 people on it?
I mean, probably a leaderboard with 1 person on it, isn't it?
Good morning.
I love that game. When I get like the GameCube controllers from Smash, I'm gonna fucking stream that game.
You know what? I'd actually watch it just to watch you hate that game. That would be the most satisfying thing.
I won't.
You'll be like, this doesn't control as well as I remember it. Oh, my egg's on that cliff that I was jumping up to, and I'm at the bottom of the cliff somehow. Oh.
Literally never had that issue.
Oh, my egg rolled out of the thing. Oh, I'm dead.
There's a PC port of Billy Hatcher. That's nuts.
Is it also like is it like Sonic Heroes where it's actually like the beta of the game instead of the fully released version?
It's not on Steam or anything. That's interesting.
It's not like the beta, but it is an older build of the game than all of the other ones. So it has more glitches in it and stuff.
It's a weird approach to take.
I can only imagine that they loaded up the wrong build and then we're like, oh well.
Yeah, well, this was back in the day when you couldn't just like patch it or change that shit. So it's like, well, fuck.
Whoops. The accidents happen, you know. Who's gonna play Sonic Heroes on PC anyway, right, guys?
Yeah.
Speedrunners.
No, I mean that was back when they said like no one played on PC. Yeah.
Knuckles is completely gone. You can do some crazy shit with Team Rose, especially in that version, if I recall correctly.
No, the physics just all fucked or something.
Yeah, the physics, like some physics are different. And stuff. It's like the same game. It is just like something only.
It just plays differently.
Yeah, like for the most part, like really only speedrunners would see the differences of it.
Fair enough.
I think.
I mean, there's probably like, you know, more obvious glitches and some shit.
Yeah. 3D Sonic game.
Textures that look very strange.
Oh, that's not good. Oh no!
Highest jump I've made in my life.
I pressed the button again.
Oh, I'm dead.
Well, I believe that's the end. Sonic Heroes reintroduced Vector, but also as a giant realistic crocodile. I don't even remember that.
I remember that. That was weird. That never actually occurred to me.
Look, we already went over this in a hat in time, okay? It's just like split evolution. It's so easy to explain. Like saying,
surprised you haven't brought up like Puyo, by the way.
Well, I was gonna get to that with the loot boxes. I was gonna segue into it. So spoilers. You want to get onto your point. I mean, you really don't have to be as descript as it seemed like you wanted to be. Because, you know, only like the first paragraph of both of those articles were really relevant. And that's
I'm not rating on all the articles. It's like it's long because there's actually 4 different points on this.
It's like, are loot boxes really bad? It's like article, yes, they are.
Yes,
I know. So I'm just gonna close you now. Thank you for the relevant information. See ya.
But like, I guess to start off, like, I think it was like last week was the whole thing with was he last week or the week before? Was the thing with the Belgian Gambling Commission and Blizzard and 2K and how the Belgian Gambling Commission says take this shit out, like you just have to take this shit out, and you know 2K and Blizzard were like, well, that's only your interpretation of the law, but they did it anyway.
Well, EA didn't, right?
EA was all like did the whole it's your interpretation of the law thing, but then they also took that seriously and refused to comply.
Did they actually get sued though? Did they lose money?
They're taking it to court, trying to like argue the point and say no, this interpretation is wrong, and their argument is basically based on the belief that the Belgian Gambling Commission isn't the law. It turns out the Belgian Gambling Commission is the law because they opened a criminal investigation into EA over this and specifically their FIFA activities. So you know, this will probably end with an EA executive being arrested.
You could have said executed.
Delivering like, you know, gambling to children. So that's what they're doing, and that's what they're arguing to do and keep doing.
Reminder that execution isn't murder.
No, it's justice. But
I wouldn't say in all cases.
No, I would say in most cases. It may not be your justice, but it is a justice. But then like 3 days after that, this is like the next point. The Finland's lottery commission, like regulatory body, basically said that under Finnish law, loot boxes are actually lotteries, and therefore like they are illegal, and games publishers need to remove them because they meet like the requirements to be classed as a lottery, which is like you can buy it in part or fully with money, like real money. You don't know what you're gonna get out of it, and the goods you get out of it can be exchanged for cash or a cash equivalent by the publisher or runner of the lottery, whatever. So loot boxes meet all of those conditions, but also like to actually be able to run a lottery in Finland, you need to have a lottery license. Under Finnish law, only two bodies can actually have lottery licenses. The first of those is Finland's slot machine association. The second is charities. Game publishers are neither of these, so they literally can't get a license to operate lotteries. So they just have to remove them. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They just have to remove them in Finland. So that's just that fucking scuppered. And then we come to this is the ones I linked the articles to you about. We come to this week. Fuck, I'm getting double sniper. Rip. I think it was Monday was the hell was it called?
I think it's irrelevant.
It's like basically the European Union's Europe-wide gambling regulatory body. Basically gathered on Monday and instated a Europe-wide investigation into loot boxes and CS:GO skins, specifically CS:GO skins. And it's a body that contains 15 European countries, plus the Gambling Commission of Washington State in America, making 16 members of this.
USA! USA!
So, all of them are conducting, their individual investigations and studies into loot boxes and their legality. And, if I'm right, the 15 countries are, Austria, Czech Republic, France, Gibraltar, Ireland, Isle of Man, Jersey. Bet you didn't know either of those existed.
What?
Latvia, Malta, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Spain, and the UK. And, of course, America. So basically the entirety of Europe is basically just declaring this shit illegal and tearing it down. And it'll be funny to see if EA decide they're actually going to fight 15 plus countries on this.
Well, we don't know what their verdict is gonna be, Gavin. I don't think you should put words in their mouths.
We pretty much know what their verdict is gonna be because some of the members of them have already acted against and banned loot boxes.
I mean, anything's still possible.
The ones who haven't, the people leading the investigations, have said this is for the children. And when you say this is for the children, that means you've already just made up your mind on this matter.
I think that means you're a pansy.
It means that they're going to murder the shit out of you because we must protect the kilns. But...
Fuck said kilns? What the fuck?
Kill them. Yeah, so... That's all just completely fucked. And just the final nail in the coffin, just they get one last boot in. The Australian Parliament commissioned a study 2.5 months ago into the effects of loot boxing. The results are published yesterday or Monday, one of the two. And surprise, surprise, researchers find that using loot boxes and buying them is exactly psychologically the same as gambling, and they believe that people with gambling problems or gambling addictions will use loot boxes, and loot boxes can foster that, and they can act as a gateway into gambling. So there you go. The entire practice is basically a few weeks from dying.
I mean, I don't know if I can take these people seriously if they're still gonna have casinos.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Casinos actually have a lot of regulations and laws they have to adhere to. But video games don't. This is the thing. This isn't so much bans on video games as it is regulations other industries have to deal with just catching up to video games. For instance, if they had actual regulations on this shit, stuff like Star Wars and CS:GO would never be released normally, and because a kid could possibly get their hands on it and play it. Valve wouldn't be allowed to sell CS:GO normally. They'd have to have extremely strict restrictions. Probably have to do shit where you need some sort of provable ID to even be able to buy it even digitally if they want to sell it in the countries with these regulations, because gambling is extremely tightly regulated in basically most countries. Hell, in countries like Japan, gambling is technically illegal.
Is it?
Well, yeah, it is.
Isn't Japan the country of mobages?
It is, and this is where the magical thing called gray areas come in. But, you know, like actual straight up gambling with like slot machines and roulettes and shit. That's all like illegal in Japan. You're not allowed to run casinos. They're thinking about changing that because, you know, the 2020 Olympics are coming up, and that would be a lot of money. But
see, but Japan's the only country that has its head screwed on straight if the casinos are illegal.
Well, the flip side of that is pachinko parlors exist and are
okay. So they're the same thing.
Not quite.
Don't
the same thing.
Don't say they're not the same thing.
I mean, like they technically aren't because it's like it's fucking weird. The way pachinko works doesn't make a lot of sense. And I don't like. There's not even a lot of money in it, even in Japan anymore.
Does that explain why the physics are fucked up in Sunshine's pachinko? Because pachinko in real life doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, basically, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, like basically, like the entire practice of loot boxes is like completely fucked, and I wouldn't be surprised if like gachas are soon to be next.
I mean, those
it all it takes is like one big scandal, and then that's it. Like the law comes hunting.
I'm gonna be honest, those should go first.
Nah, I think loot boxes should go first, honestly.
The funny thing is, Overwatch is like, you know, constantly shit on for its loot boxes because it's obviously the most popular game, so everyone knows about it, so everyone knows to shit on it first.
Yeah.
But I think that its way of like missing what you want is better than like everything else. It's still bad, obviously, but like it's actually probably a better example of it. Like, for example, for let's say Fire Emblem Heroes, when you got a hero, you could exchange it for some fucking currency, I don't know. And then once you got enough of that currency, you can just get any character you want guaranteed.
Right.
That's what Overwatch basically does, and it only has cosmetics, you know? In Fire Emblem Heroes, you only get feathers, which you can only use to, you know, upgrade characters you already have. Which, I mean, would you rather have orbs to get more characters or feathers? I think most people would say orbs because, you know,
yeah, but here's the thing, the argument, oh, it's just cosmetics, doesn't work or apply ever.
Well, no, I'm saying,
flat it doesn't work.
I'm saying it's still better than having things that are functional, and like, oh, if I don't get this character, I'm gonna fall behind in the meta.
See,
I need to get this.
That isn't true.
It is true!
It's not true. The game doesn't even front that shit. People just front that shit themselves.
I know! That's a problem!
That's a problem with people.
I know! That's the whole problem with gambling, Gavin! That's what you were just saying! Oh my god.
See, no, but like the part of the problem with gambling, like no, you're right in that like gacha stuff is manipulative and all that. That's just a fucking given. Like they, you know, like what was it? Was it Grand Blue? It was like the guy spent like, no, it was Fate Grand Order, but the guy like literally got into like tens of thousands in debt over one character or some shit.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, he's gonna get shouted at for screaming at the top of his lungs, isn't he?
That wasn't the top of my lungs.
Was it over that though?
Yeah, she's like, is something going on in here? I'm like, no. I mean, that's basically why I put so much money into Puyo Quest. So I don't want to hear anything from you, because it has actually affected me.
I mean, that's fair. I just feel like loot boxes are, I feel, worse. Because, like,
eventually Puyo got to the point where the power creep was going so fast that it was so bad that even I decided I'm not doing this anymore. This is like too dangerous. That's how bad it got. Which, if you want, we can lead this right into Puyo eSports.
I mean, they do feel like loot boxes are just generally worse because A, more widespread, and B, in general, the presentation is a lot like with gacha. The same like gambling like ties and issues are there, but I feel like loot box presentation in general, and like just the sheer like what's the fucking word? The sheer abundance of it is a lot more damaging and a lot more problematic than gacha games currently are, because gacha games are basically only played by weebs over here.
Nintendo's gonna fix that. But still, that's like, are you saying weebs aren't people? Are you saying weebs' wallets shouldn't be protected?
I mean, are you saying I'm not a? Are you saying like I am a person?
No, you're a ginger, as we've established.
What the hell is this? It's big here.
Where? Oh, so
like,
probably. You know what? Honestly, you'll just pop it. Fuck. It's the one down there, isn't it?
Yeah,
nope.
It's this one.
Okay. It's either gonna be this one or that one, but.
We are phone.
Yeah, I think if it has an actual thing on gameplay, like in, you know, like what game was it where the guns were just straight up better?
That's a lot of games.
Yeah, okay, a lot of games. I have no horse in that race because I don't play those games, but that kind of stuff is what gets me, because you're more inclined to buy them so that you do better.
That was like Star Wars Battlefront is an example of that. Where like not only were the guns and shit better, but like a lot of it was like temporary boosts, which is like, you know, like that's the sort, like that's even more insidious either, because the boosts are temporary, so they keep saying come back and get more, basically. And the only way to do things otherwise is to grind like fuck.
Yeah,
it's like the main difference between like loot boxes and gacha games is like literally like a level of skill, in my opinion. It's like loot boxes are like a lot more widespread. They're a lot more all over the place. Like they're fronted by big companies that can put tons of money into like the presentation and their advertising and their prominence and abundance.
Skill. I'm. You know what? I'm not humoring Gavin defending gacha games in any capacity anymore.
I like how it's become defending gacha games when maybe just saying, hey, maybe the thing that's a lot more widespread and more easily available to children is the bigger problem.
They're both bad. I just think gachas are worse.
Both bad. I never said they weren't. Fuck me, man. You did not.
Also, it's like
you just listen to the words you want to hear, not the words I'm saying.
So why not stop paying when you get the character you want? Well, I mean, thing in like, especially like in Fire Emblem's case, especially, you can like stack the characters to make them more powerful. So let's say your favorite character is released, you're kind of inclined to have a plus 10 of them, aren't you? So you just keep spending to keep getting more to stack. Or you might need more of a character's skill for skill inheritance. And this shit's like all over the place. Like, in Puyo, it also had a character stacking thing, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, like, Puyo's was like... That was the plus thing, wasn't it?
No, pluses were...
The purple meter.
Right, the purple meter, so you could activate your skill more quickly if you know, gave the same character to another.
Difference of that.
It's pretty useful for characters that, like, you know, have really short or really long ones. Okay. But
like all mine were just middle.
Yeah, so that's why you would keep going for the same character. And the thing about these games is they're constantly pushing events and updates, so there's constantly something that you want. Like, you know, Puyo Extracts is still posting characters that I want all the time. I'm like, I'm not booting that game up. And like, you know, Overwatch, it's gonna have its Halloween event, and then it's gonna have its Christmas event right after. It has Chinese New Year event because, you know, hey, it's something, right? It's something we can make skins for, so people will spend money, you know? Like...
Naturally.
Well, but the thing is, like, are those... Like, those aren't, like, event characters, right?
I mean, Erica originally was. So, like, I think Titania also was originally. This is the thing, like, you know, the gradual release of things is that to keep things fresh, they will gradually, like, make the older stuff more common. So they know to keep making the new stuff up here valuable, basically.
Yeah, and the thing about
it's the cycle.
The thing about it is also like I want it now, you know. Like a lot of these plus 10 characters, you see people are like built over months and months, but some people want it now.
It took me literally, basically from like the first month of playing until now to get Effie to plus 10.
It's my money and I want it now. Exactly. It's just like I'm not as tempted by that
plus
anymore.
10 Mia, like you are live a cursed existence.
I feel like if I played Fire Emblem Heroes like in the era where I spent like $200 per like on a character in Puyo, I'd be like I would be dead right now probably. Because at least in Puyo, once you spend $200, you get that character guaranteed.
Yeah, this is a thing they really need to implement in Heroes. They have like the pity burger thing, but the thing is
that sucks.
that can be any character. Like
yeah.
literally, it doesn't even have to be any of the focus characters. That can be any character.
Any character. That's the worst thing, honestly. But yeah,
which is
it's like
fucking shitty.
Gachas and loot boxes are so bad. And the thing about Puyo eSports is that like obviously it's gonna be a Puyo game, and like we could talk about other stuff. But the thing that bothers me most about it is it's seeming even like very obvious as details come out that it's like gonna maybe have Puyo Quest integration, which means people are gonna be in like have you seen the screenshots? Like they're literal Puyo Quest cards.
I have seen the characters in there, yeah.
They're Puyo Quest. No, I mean like not the Puyo Quest characters in the actual roster. I mean like you could have profile pictures that are the literal cards with the actual borders and the actual art. And like some people are saying, oh, like you could import Puyo Quest characters to play in the game because a lot of it's like minimal effort. Like characters don't have animations and maybe not even voice lines and stuff.
That's kind of shit, isn't
well,
it?
It's kind of shit, but at the same time, I kind of get it. They probably are pushing it out to like Puyo got its eSports license, so now they want to get a game.
With the PPQ stuff, you don't connect to PPQ to get it. Apparently.
You don't connect to PPQ.
According to Fresh Salad.
Do you mean the characters, or do you mean like
the cars? You might
anything else? Because I feel like that might still be a thing.
I don't know. If it was a thing like, hey, you can like connect PPQ to it, and like, hey, you have this character and their voice line and shit, that'd be nice. But I can also see why that would be like nice. A fuck ton of effort.
It wouldn't be nice because it would incentivize people to play Puyo Quest.
To play Puyo Quest, yes, I know. But like, in terms of an integration standpoint, that would be where it's just like literally, hey, you can just use the cards. Kind of like, well, that's the fucking point then. I'm
kind of disappointed with their quest character choices.
I mean, like the Blue Angel's there, and like the Saber clone is there, and that's basically me sorted.
Blue Angel?
Yeah.
Boost?
Like the angel, like there's a little group of angel characters, and like the one with blue hair and glasses.
I didn't see her.
she's in there.
I saw Head, which I'm like, okay, weird choice. I saw Sultana, which I mean, she's like one of the most popular characters, so it's fine. She's like the purple Jin.
Oh, okay.
And then that I forget his name, the Green Dragon Man. Like.
Oh yeah, that's weird to me.
It's like, who is this character? Yeah, like. It's just like, do we need more boys with horns? Like, Satan kind of had that one covered. Why not have a bit more diversity?
I mean, hey, they took Clug out, so.
They did. That's like really good. Like they could put any character in as long as they take that dude out. But yeah, it's like, it's interesting. Like Puyo eSports, kind of worried about it, but it could also be, as long as it just keeps PPQ stuff.
You should have put Dark Arl in, or whatever her name is.
The thing is,
Double Arl, whatever. That one, the red one.
Yeah. It's like there are two sides to this. If PPQ integration is in, then that means you get as many characters as you want, which is like the dream, and you could just, you know, have characters you want basically. But if
they have the voice lines in PPQ basically, right? They could just clone those over.
If PPQ integration isn't in, then we're stuck with the stupid arbitrary 24 character limit. Because apparently in like, was it katakana, is that how you say that word?
Yes.
Like Poo and Yo is 2 and 4 or something, 24. I think that's it. I asked Tucker before the stream and that's what he said. He's like, I might be wrong, but
I've not heard that, but that doesn't mean
it's like how Miku is 39.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it's a Miku joke.
Yeah, but to limit your roster to 24 characters when like your game has a million characters that everybody loves, like all of them except for Clug, and then like you know, like 17 of them I think are mainstays. if the counting's correct there. So that only leaves what, like seven slots for like free choices. And then in Puyo Tetris, all those were taken up by Tetris characters, one of which was S. Which, you know, it's just like, I hate that. I hate that. It makes me angry, actually. Yeah, we can hear Fish Thing go, oh! Fish Thing's in the center of the roster, which is very representative of how he's in all of our hearts. I think. He's the centerpiece of Puyo.
The things I'm afraid of in the center of my heart.
Just the character roster I'm kind of disappointed with. The kind of low effort thing that people seem with, I understand it.
It is just the like Puyo Tetris assets is art.
Because I mean the thing is, it's like competitive players probably don't even give a shit about the characters that much.
That's the thing, they don't. they only get, like, insofar as their drop sets probably, and that's it.
And the game is called Puyo eSports, so obviously that's the focus. But you know, people were saying like it'd be really nice if this new Puyo game had a story, because Puyo stories are always great and stuff like that, and I'm kind of in the same boat, honestly. Like, this doesn't really seem like it's gonna have that much personality.
It feels like a pure gameplay one, and I like, and
yeah,
like,
I know.
Conceptually, I'm fine with that. That's like, it's fine. It's like, I want that for like shit like Tetris. Like, I'm probably gonna get that Tetris Effect game just because, hey, it's Tetris on PS4. But I kind of wish there was a Tetris game that A, worked and didn't have any stupid gimmicks or anything.
Yeah.
Fucking Tetris. Just let me play fucking Tetris. For instance, and like, you know, having a Puyo game, it's like there's no Tetris, is none of that shit. It's just Puyo. Like, there you go, it's fine.
Some people aren't aware of that.
Oh yeah,
that was so funny. To, like, some fucking website,
eSports trash.
Yeah, and eSports Twitter reported that Puyo eSports was Puyo Tetris eSports, and now they're like excited to play competitive Tetris. Yeah,
it's like, fuck off.
And then I think they made a tweet later saying like how much they like Puyo. It's like, redemption arc.
No, you fucking don't.
Redemption arc, Gavin.
No, they didn't know what the fuck Puyo was until people mocked them for it. They didn't give a shit. They saw eSports, they saw, oh, this is a Tetris in it. It's this Tetris, not that weird Japanese thing. Fuck off. They didn't give a shit until now.
Oh yeah, and Fever rules in Puyo eSports.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like, really, everyone's happy that we can play Puyo online on something that isn't the 3DS. Thank God. That doesn't have Tetris ruining it. It's gonna be on a console that isn't even region locked like the 3DS, so like, thank God. So, you know, of course, that above all else is good.
Yeah.
You know, like, it can be a relatively boring game, but, you know, well, you know what I mean by boring, like.
But yeah, there's like no frills.
Yeah, no frills, just the game itself. But, you know, that's just good, so.
Tetris is part of the reason you stopped streaming Puyo Tetris.
Yeah. Hey, that's not... That's not the Deku I know, is it?
Probably not. Now the question is it the anime Deku or is it the Zelda Deku?
It's like, I think nowadays it's always the anime Deku.
Yeah.
Like, the only people who have Zelda Deku is, like, the people who were 12 back in, like, in the 1990s who made it.
Got to go. My thing was covering that message. So he's probably long gone, but see you, Biggs.
Oh, sorry, Biggs.
Rip.
Yes, Gavin hates you.
You know, at least I have the chat open to see it.
You know whose chat isn't obscured?
You literally only ever keep yours open, though. You don't open mine.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause that's too much.
Please.
That's just too
whoever
much.
this Deku is, they're a fucking twat, I can tell you that much. Thank you for stepping in front of me and body blocking the goddamn text.
Honest mistakes exist.
No such thing. If it's not just you'd move out to the first cat, please. Jeez, he's been sleeping beside me this whole time, now he's waking up and just sitting on the mouse. Please stop.
Fresh, I'm probably not going to fight you in Puyo eSports until I can actually wrap my brain around what the hell, what's it called? The setup everyone uses. I forget the name of it even.
I'm probably just not gonna get it because I don't have the time to actually learn the techniques to be able to play anyone in it.
Yeah, Gavin was very.
I could, but I have the backlog. Yeah, I'm not pleased with this guy who went and learned the techniques and then acted like he didn't know them over.
See, here we go again.
There's no here we go again. That's exactly what happened though.
It's, you know, all you have to do is turn on the Sonic Puyos. Oh, Puyo eSports needs those, by the way.
I wonder if we'll have any of the
skins,
visual custom shit like that. Yeah,
they have to, right? Like,
they probably have some of them.
It's so least. Minor, you know. You know, like every Puyo game has had skins, right? Fresh would know that. I wouldn't.
Probably not like the.
Shut up. GTR, that's it. I'm like, I know it's like 3 letters. 15th anniversary, the best Puyo game.
I got that like 3DS Sega collection to play it, Puyo 2, the Game Gear one. Out of curiosity, man, like I miss like 1980s, 1990s like anime style visuals.
Don't you mean Puyo? Zoo.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, like I miss visual styles like that.
15th anniversary has Underwater, I think. Where's that 20th? Underwater's the best mode.
What one did Eugene stream? Because I had Underwater.
You think I remember that? He streams Cooking Mama now, that's it. Cooking Mama and, was it Fortnite or something?
I mean, he's learning at least. He's learning something from that.
It was 15th, yeah. Everyone hates Underwater, which is why I love it. Oh my god, remember?
Underwater.
I played 15th while Eugene watched. He was so upset. He was so upset. Oh, that didn't cause it to hop again. Stage backgrounds in esports. Oh, please don't be that one like stadium background. I played that one stage in Puyo Tetris single player like way too much. I can't deal with that background anymore.
Is that like the middle of the game one? Like
the like versus Lemurs or whatever.
Yeah, that one.
The Tetris versus Tetris.
Appears and decides I'm going to destroy this child over and over again.
In the middle of the game, I spent like 3 hours on that, and then I spent 3 more hours on the other Tetris versus Tetris. So I'm like, oh god.
That was like MGM one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the like final one. I think they decided to end on Tetris versus Tetris because fuck you. Oh yeah, music. Put the Tetris theme from Puyo Tetris in. Why not? That's the best song in the game. Fish Things theme, of course. Do you think they're gonna remix music? Probably not, right?
Probably not.
I don't think it matters too
be
much.
Like MP3s or like whatever they have on hand.
Because it's like, oh well, some of the designs are different. They're not just the Puyo Quest designs. They like changed the design on the clothes a little, and I'm like, Tucker, I appreciate you fighting the good fight, but I don't think it's like the point.
If anything, that was probably just done while like up-resing the assets for like 1080p or whatever.
I mean, let's be real. Those like character designs that look the exact same, except for like the shirt belt is slightly different. That's going to be an entire alt in Puyo Quest.
Yeah, it'll be the Puyo eSports version.
Yeah, but Arl ver eSports.
Yep.
I love the title though. They're like, no frills, no nothing. This game is meant for esports. That's
I can kind of respect that, honestly.
That's the intention. I think everyone thought that it was
no fucking about, no pissing about. This is the esports version. Come get it.
Yeah, everyone thought that was just like a temporary title, you know.
Yeah. That was like the project name or whatever.
Didn't have Sane's theme. Arl doesn't look different in esports. Is that an actual question or like one of those like, you know, I don't even know how to describe that cadence, you know?
Rhetorical question said in a stupid voice.
No, I don't think it's a rhetorical question because that's not what rhetoric is. Hold on, I got it. Hold on. Nope, I can only snap once every 5 times apparently. I told you about my English teacher in junior year, where he just, like, first day of class, he just came in snapping.
Yeah.
And then he just said, rhetoric. That was it. That was it. She's using her 7-star art from Puyo Quest. Like, you know, so apparently some characters have little differences, even if the pose and face is the same and shit. And the real question is, who has worse same face syndrome? Love Live or Puyo Quest?
I mean, I don't think anything tops Fate as much as I love it.
Fate!
I love Fate, I really do, but you can tell that artist can only draw one face. God bless him. I forgot his name.
I mean, I don't know, like, the fact that people have to point out these things kind of is, you know, the point,
it's kind of like,
you know?
You're reaching a bit to find things. To point to or whatever. I think I've had I think I've gotten the range blaster so much I've actually had it like twice in one round.
Good, keep it.
It's beginning to feel that way.
I hate that thing. I need to be able to fire on a consistent basis.
It's not the best for shit like the fucking rush mode. Where it's just like, well, I've taken my one shot, it's time to die.
I was looking at chat. Yeah. That's what I was saying. You know, it can be lazy for everything else, but just having a Puyo game as soon as possible is good. So it's just funny how seriously everyone's, like, you know, the Puyo fans especially are like defending it, and then, you know, there are people out there being toxic as shit about it, and I'm like, oh my god. Come on.
Wait, is it being toxic about it for being eSports or?
No,
what?
just like, you know, having little effort put into it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like that don't you know that's not the point?
I mean, to be fair too, then isn't it like a, you know, like a low price digital only release?
Yeah,
like
it's low price and digital only too. So
it's just a budget thing they're shitting out the colors, you know.
Have Puyo, yeah. And since people are not happy about Puyo Tetris and Puyo Chronicles, even though Puyo Chronicle has Liddell, you know, just saying.
I'm hoping they do port that to Switch eventually, because I want to play those.
All I know about Puyo eSports is if it does have PPQ integration, we are not seeing it localized. At all.
There will be, but that'll just be suspiciously missing.
Imagine if it actually had cranky Food Friends characters. You could set your profile as Arl Fridge.
I'm still fucking baffled by that thing's existence.
I wish they would bring it back.
I don't.
I feel like on like the list of things that are hysterical to me, that's like one of them. I never get sick of laughing about cranky Food Friends.
I still want to know how the hell that ever got greenlit. I want to know what fucking genius at Sega sat down and said, yes, this must be so.
So for anyone who doesn't know, that's like a Puyo Quest reskin of food characters made with food.
It was their attempt to bring it to America, but it just like...
without
stripped out all the Puyo shit and replaced it with generic food shit.
Without weeb characters, you know.
Can't
like,
have
weeb
no one
characters.
knows what that stupid shit is. No one knows what that Puyo thing is. Real Americans love food.
And it was an exact reskin. Like character stats were the same too.
Wasn't like the tutorial and everything exactly the same?
Yeah, I think so.
Images.
Yeah, it's like Arl had the same stats as the refrigerator, and I cannot get over that.
There was an Accord equivalent and everything.
Right.
I think it was just a really big fridge.
You know what? There are a few smaller topics we can knock out.
Yeah, go.
Why not? So that Pokemon game we mentioned earlier, the Let's Go EV thing, it's confirmed. No held items and no abilities. Your Pokemon can't hold items, and they can't have abilities.
I don't think this game has like any gameplay mechanics left.
It's just like, I'm just wondering, like, don't Pokemon and Pokemon Go have abilities?
I don't know. I don't play Go.
Nor do I. I just, maybe you might have heard or know somehow.
I mean, the only people I know who played it, like among my friend group are. Well, the only one I know who's actually like, talked about it at length doesn't play regular ass Pokemon, so he just flat out doesn't fucking know.
What's an ability?
Last time he played Pokemon was like Pokemon like Blue.
Well, that makes sense since that's what Pokemon Go's for, basically, right?
Yeah, it's for people like him.
Pokemon, let's go get a refund.
Pokemon, let's go to the polls.
It's just like no abilities. Like what are the Pokemon supposed to do? Like,
welcome back to Gen 2, motherfucker.
Different? Like, it's just so weird to me.
Also, I won't introduce the abilities until Pokemon Let's Go Generation 3. Held items will be back in Generation 2. It's like that thing I said for like I like it's the aesthetics and would play it if it was cheaper. That's like every time they announce like a new thing they're cutting out, it's like, well, the price I'd pay for this is going down even more.
I mean, all they would have to do is not make it Pokemon. Like
at this point, I'm on a fucking tenner.
Like if
that's what I paid for it.
If Pikachu was replaced with, say, a refrigerator, I don't think anyone would notice that it was supposed to be a Pokemon game. They might call it a Pokemon ripoff because you can catch creatures in it, but that's about it.
Even if the creatures are just
3D. Even if the gameplay is nothing like Pokemon, people will still call it a Pokemon ripoff, but that's it. Man, I don't think anyone would notice.
Tiny creatures and you like in some way own them.
Yeah.
SMT ripoff. That's the way it should be. All the shit should be called shit that got me 10 to ripoffs.
Yeah, there's that. Speaking of Pokemon ripoffs, there was one new screenshot of Yokai Watch 4. They're giving us one screenshot at a time every month or so.
The game itself is going to be at TGS. You'll see all your meat then.
It's just like, I don't know if I really have faith in it. Because this screenshot shows one of the yokai from Shadowside, and obviously the Shadowside protagonist, and obviously the Shadowside yokai. And I don't
When you say like Shadowside protagonist, who is it?
Well, you know, the one who turns into sword people.
Well, fuck off then. I thought it was going to be the girl who's like actually funny.
Who's the real protagonist of Yokai Watch Shadowside, Gavin?
Funny character on that show.
Who's the real protagonist of Yokai Watch Shadowside, Gavin? It's not the girl. Everyone knows that.
Obviously not. Girls can't be protagonists.
But yeah.
Like, the watch literally flew out of her hand to a boy in episode 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. Don't like Yokai Watch Shadowside. Like, it's gone from I reluctantly don't like it to I vocally don't like it. You know?
It wasn't very good.
So, Yokai Watch Shadowside.
I liked what they did with Robo, yeah, but that was it.
I'm sure you did.
It was fucking funny to me.
Yeah, it wasn't like too bad sometimes, but
it had okay ideas. It just literally didn't execute any of them well, and didn't seem to want to give itself the time to.
Basically, it's just I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna be Yokai Watch. I feel like they're still gonna have the fucking gacha shit.
Oh, that's just
the one thing I hate most about Yokai Watch, I think. Other than the befriending system, which might also not change.
What was it in 3? Because they'll probably keep that.
I don't know. All I know is, instead of the gacha, it's the Dream Roulette. So it's basically the same thing.
Okay.
Or not Dream Roulette. Dream Roulette is when you summon a yokai. It's the, you know the spinner thing where Kata got the newest watch?
Yes.
That's it. You use that thing. So it's basically a gacha.
It's basically.
But
it's just more overtly. It's just like literal, like the most literal gambling they can get.
Yeah. Well, no, the joke.
Just like the slightly abstracted one.
No, the joke is that it's an American gacha because the gameplay takes place in America. You know.
I get it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you know, I love Yokai Watch 3 because of that shit, but I think Yokai Watch 3 will still be good. Probably the best one.
At least they're like straight up admitting it's canon.
I love that though. But yeah, on top of that, the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. I didn't see anything really of significance to me from someone who hasn't played it, except
when I saw that trailer, I was like, oh.
Except for the fact that you could take selfies, which means that who makes Kingdom Hearts again? Square Enix. They make everything. I'll just say Square Enix when I don't know and hope it's right. But which means Square Enix understands how to get free publicity for their game. Put a selfie mode in, people will post that all over social media.
It worked in Final Fantasy 15.
It worked in Spider-Man, and it worked in Zelda, and it worked in every game that had it. So, it's a welcome addition, you know?
Final Fantasy 15 was especially good because on top of like pictures you could take personally, it would also just go out of its way to take really sick shots of its own, and you can just like keep them to save them. And it was actually really good at taking shots too. Like it had like some arcane AI for deciding what a good shot is.
An Earthbound remake where you can take pictures with the fuzzy pickle, man. In order to get into the end dungeon, you have to have 50 pictures because, boy oh boy, I forgot how much that dude shows up.
You didn't even get all his appearances.
I didn't? That's
no,
hilarious.
More.
I thought they were forced. Like
no, it was like a lot of them were actually optional.
You just had to stand on a certain tile, right?
Yeah, to go to a certain tile or spot, and there's also like some you do like certain actions for. Like in Own It, there's like a shitty house you can buy for like a few $1,000.
Didn't I do that?
I don't know. Did you?
I think I know what happened. I know about it, but yeah.
Well, like you do that. You go in there and you get a picture taken. That's completely optional.
Yeah, there was like a second in the trailer with Sora, like you see Sora's face and then what's obviously a camera reticle and he's like smiling and stuff. So
what I really like is that they showed off the box art, and it's like the global box art is like the Nomura artwork for the game instead of being like that's the Japanese cover and like the Western cover is some 3D CG horseshit.
I legit didn't think I thought it was just a poster. I didn't know it was the box art until they said it. I'm like, ooh.
Like it looks really good. It's like like Nomura's a fantastic artist, and like you have all the characters there. It has like thematic meaning and shit.
The gang's all here.
There's like fucking Zion from the DS games is in there, and I was like, I didn't think she would ever exist again, but there she is. They're literally gonna solve like literally fucking everything.
It's kind of curious that it doesn't have like the characters from the Disney worlds on the box art.
Well, I mean, like
that's the big advertising point, isn't it?
I mean, I think at this point, honestly, the Square Enix characters are for most people.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you can't play Kingdom Hearts 3 without understanding who those characters are anyway, so...
Yeah. And, Kingdom Hearts 3 is more about their story, rather than...
at this point, it's just like, well, we need Disney Worlds now, what do we put in?
Because it is, like, the house said, like, with Kingdom Hearts 3, like, that's this character's entire lot finished, so any future Kingdom Hearts game is going to, like, start the cycle anew, basically.
Finally, I can play Kingdom Hearts 4.
Probably won't be called Kingdom Hearts 4.
Kingdom Hearts 4. No, it'll be called Kingdom Hearts. Just Kingdom Hearts.
Salmon? Yeah, this is the Salmon.
Yeah, I mean, I have to do cats now, and I just have a bunch of dogs.
This guy just fucking left me after like shooting at the ground near me. Like, it wasn't you, it was some other dick, but still.
So see you fresh. We aren't that long. I think there's like one more thing. Well, I always did cats. I just never really had that many cat jobs. This one's in my neighborhood too, so it's nice.
No, it's 11 now, so I will soon be attempting to sleep.
Yeah, this one I knew it was gonna take longer, which is why I'm like, because Gavin and I were like, well, I know it's like it's a 7-week thing, and the salmon run next week starts at 2 p.m. my time. So I'm like, well, we probably aren't going to want to start exactly at 2, so we should put this as late as possible. Then I'm like, well, we're probably going to be talking for a long time. So I'm like, you know, let's just do it now. But who knows? I might buy the Nintendo Switch Online anyways. Because of that game sharing thing.
And Salmon Run gets uncancelled.
And then, yeah, I mean, this is like the third or fourth time Salmon Run was almost going to be canceled anyway, so is it really surprising to anyone?
I really don't remember any of the last times.
At the same time, like, I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe, like, if Salmon Run was canceled, this was before I really looked into the Switch thing. Like, because I do kind of want to continue, like, just talking about news and shit with you, and just talking in general. I was like, how would we do that? Like, so I'm thinking of like games, and I'm like, well, what if we just straight up just did a podcast or something? I'm like, oh, maybe we should think of names or something. But it might not need to be a thing. I don't know though. I still kind of like my reasons for canceling Salmon Run, so maybe it might not be canceled, but maybe we will do it more infrequently. Because like, I don't know, do people really care that I'm doing every single one anymore? I don't know.
I feel like doing it consistently for a year kind of proves the dedication.
Yeah, like I could keep going, but
especially since like the game is essentially reaching end of life, in a sense.
Well, yeah, but isn't that more reason to keep going? Sarah, why would you go away from me?
One of you with an egg.
I got it. It's just I died, so I'm like.
That's fine.
Briscoe goes under. Yeah. What else? One more tiny thing. All right, one thing that neither of us have a horse in, but there's gonna be a new Valhalla bartending game, and people were excited about that.
I do want to play that game.
So do I. So maybe that's something to play around when the game comes out. They like made a whole statement about how like they're going to make this one completely different because you know the feeling of playing something new and experimental is great. I
noticed that like right away when I noticed because I've seen like a lot of screenshots of Valhalla. And, like the text box and font style and all that's completely different than this one.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That's a noble cause if they actually do it well.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Applause worthy. They're like basically the best non-Japanese visual novel developers around.
Is it a visual novel though? I don't know what it is.
It'd be like Valhalla is basically a visual novel. Yeah.
Is it not like what's that game called? Where you're the person who can't let people into Russia. Glory to Arstotzka. That's it.
That was Papers, Please.
Papers, Please.
No, as far as I know, it's not like that. It is visual novel.
Okay, so you just talk basically.
I think like the most there is like someone ask a drink and you have to like put different stuff together to make the drink or whatever.
Okay, that's what I was thinking when I was thinking of Papers, Please.
I don't know that offhand. Like I'm just assuming that.
Oh god, I suck.
I literally can't walk anywhere except the hyperspell. I don't know where he's shooting, but it's not any of us.
Was it? Was this Stingray?
Yeah.
Probably at an enemy instead. Man, yeah, I don't know. I can have a week to decide if we want Nintendo Switch Online and what we want to do with Salmon Run and shit. So.
I mean, like my stance is literally just if I need it, I will have it. So like when Smash Bros. Like because the next online game I played at this ends is going to be Smash Brothers.
Well, Gavin.
I won't have it until Smash Brothers. Basically.
You won't need to play Smash Brothers.
I do need. I have a heavy need for Ridley.
Really, I think all you need to do is eat food and drink water and.
I need to like open your mouth and take a gaping shit down it.
But there's too much coming out anyway.
Is that us or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of taking a shit, haha. TMI. Anyway. Oh wow, the Life Vest. I kind of forgot that existed. Still can't believe that Life Vest I got. Oh, you know what I should have said when Novella said I have to go? He said I have to go to with a T-O instead of T-O-O. So God, you're gonna go to where? Where are you going to? Be an absolute shithead.
I'm kind of curious because I passed someone who has like Dawn of the Final Day as their message. I'm kind of curious, like, how much of an exodus from the online there'll be. You know, like how many people are just like are not gonna are actually gonna not buy it and like not continue.
I see. I mean, I don't know. It's like fucking people adamant like about it in every comment section.
Yeah,
like
there's people like going to war to defend precious Nintendo,
and then like people who like absolutely hate it and say like, oh my god, like this is the shittiest thing Nintendo's ever done. They're like worse than EA now, and I'm like, can we not have like a balanced middle ground with these people? Like, come on.
I don't know if I would have called your stance before and today exactly balanced.
What are you talking about? Give me an example.
You're like even with like any merits you could see from it, you were like completely philosophically opposed to ever touching it to the point that you were saying I'm not going to buy Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean we already established why I'm not. But no, I said didn't I said I was gonna buy Smash Brothers. I think.
No, like the last
Just
thing you
not playing.
said was like I'm not going to buy Smash Brothers. You're like I'm just alright. I'm just going to watch people stream.
All right.
Not
I think
it.
in the past, if I still kept that, if I was like in the past, it would be like I would buy it just to support it. You know what I mean? Because Sakurai deserves it. But
I
now I'm trying. Yeah, that. But also like now I'm trying to save money too. So like I gotta hold it on that mindset. You know, it's the thought that counts or something.
What the hell? Like the Splatfest grid things are already up.
Nintendo is too retro to implement a 21st century online service.
I would argue they're too retro to implement like a 20th century one. Like this doesn't exactly meet the standards of the fucking Sega net.
All right, that's Salmon Run. We're still gonna have a week of it, so hooray! A week of consistent salmon runs, you know.
And then another week.
And then maybe week. We'll see.
Yeah, another week.
Thanks for coming out. This was a longer one.
It was.
Usual. I gotta go. Cats and then
Jeez.
dogs.